Welcome to Brannon Says Things. Oh, yeah. Welcome to Brannon Says Things. Lower your expectations. Brannon expects things. Lower your expectations.
Good day, everybody, and welcome to the very first episode of Brannon Says Things. Yes, I made yet another podcast to put out into the world. It's my first podcast ever. I don't know how many episodes I'll be doing weekly, or if I'll be doing this daily or every 2 weeks. But here I am. And what about that cool little catchy intro at the beginning? I dig it. Shout out to Suno for allowing me to produce that song, that little catchy intro, which, by the way, the lower your expectations line, I was like, man, that'll make for a really, really good catchy glam pop tune for my weekend detention project that I'm launching next month in August. And so I sat down at the computer the other night and wrote Lower Your Expectations, and I'll probably be premiering that in the next few months down the road. It's catchy as hell. It's fun. The project's fun, like I stated the other day on X. Project's not to be taken something seriously. It's just fun. It's my project where I get to just kind of let loose and have fun. I write enough serious material, and that's what that project's for. I wanted to get on here, and again, this is unscripted. I don't really have notes. I kind of have an idea of what I want to talk about, and it's going to range topics of just life, my music, stuff I see on social media, particularly X, which is where kind of these little videos and stuff originated from for me to kind of hop on here and just give my thoughts on things. That's all this little podcast is. So if that's your thing, great. So I hope you stick around. And if not, that's okay too. I had a dream, if some of you know. Many of you don't. My brother passed away in June of 2023. Unexpectedly, suddenly, out of the blue. He was 47 years old and seemingly healthy. By all accounts, no high blood pressure, no high cholesterol, and died from a massive blood clot, or a blood clot, I should say, that led to a massive stroke. And it's been 2 years and change of just going through that grieving process. And grief is not an easy road to be on. It's a rocky road. Some days you are okay, and then the next moment you'll be bawling your eyes out. Something will remind me of my brother. I'll be watching a TV show or listening to a song, and it reminds me of my brother. And I had this dream the other night that woke me up, and I want to tell this. I had this dream about my brother, and I gave him a Tim McGraw Set This Circus Down CD. For those of you country fans out there that know about Tim McGraw, and you probably know about this album. It's a fantastic album. In my view, it's one of Tim McGraw's best albums. I love it. And my brother had introduced me to that album when it came out. And in my dream, I'm giving him this Tim McGraw CD for whatever reason. Because in my dream, he survived his stroke. Like, I knew that he had suffered a stroke, but he had survived it. And I didn't know to the extent of the damage until that moment I gave him the CD in my dream. And he looked at it And he laughed and asked, "Who's this? Who's Tim McGraw?" And I thought he was kidding. I'm like, "What are you talking about, Chris? You know damn well who Tim McGraw is." And he looked up at me. I'll never forget it. He looked up at me with this look on his face. And it was then I knew that he wasn't playing around, that he honestly couldn't remember who Tim McGraw was. And in my dream, I instantly, I got emotional because I realized how much that stroke had taken from him. And in another weird way, I also, in my dream, subconsciously knew that my brother didn't survive his stroke in an alternate reality. And I was just thankful he was still alive. And I woke up from that dream shortly after. Later that day, I laid down and took a nap and had another dream. It didn't involve him per se, but it was me in a car on a freeway over this over water, over this bridgey part that was breaking off into a few sections. And the first jump, there was a small little broken off section. And I would clear that in my car. And you could see the city skyline to my right, water all around me. And as I cleared that first little jump in my car, I got too much air. And when I landed on the rest of the road, I didn't get enough speed to be able to make the jump across the bigger gap in the road to the other side. And my car plunged into water. And it repeated that 4 times. That dream just repeated. One time I made it over. And then it immediately repeated again. I don't remember how I made it over, but I cleared that last jump. And then the other 2 or 3 times that dream repeated itself, my car kept plunging in the water. And I couldn't figure out why. And the last time in my dream, I got emotional and was just saying things that didn't make a lot of sense. But I knew what I was meaning. And I woke up from that dream knowing exactly what that dream meant. I didn't need a PhD or a master's degree. Unfortunately, I knew what that dream meant. And it meant I was doing everything in my head, going through the what ifs with my brother and trying to change the outcome of his passing and failing time and time again. And it was emotional. I woke up from that dream in tears, actually. Real tears. It took me several minutes to kind of clear my eyes and settle down a little bit. Because that dream was rough and I felt helpless and lost and hurting still. Because as much as I wanted him to be alive, I woke up to the reality that he wasn't still. And that's grief in a nutshell. It's random. It can be chaotic. It can be devastating. It can make no sense whatsoever. And make all the sense in the world. It comes without warning. Like I said earlier, 1 minute you're fine. The next minute this thought will come in your mind that reminds you of your loved one who passed. And it just takes control of you for that moment. I can't recall, I've lost track of how many times this has happened to me in regard to my brother. I'll be watching a TV show with my girlfriend, and something will remind me of him in the show. And then I break down in tears, and she's like, "Oh my gosh, what's wrong? What's wrong? What happened?" And I would have to tell her. And that's grief. Like, it's something I've never dealt with on a level like this before. A lot of times it doesn't make sense. His passing still doesn't make sense to me. It's not something you get over. It doesn't leave you in a week or two or a month. It's been 25 months and change since his passing. And it still guts the fuck out of me. And I miss him. That's just something I just wanted to talk about. Kind of get that out there and let it go. I know a lot of people are dealing with that, have dealt with that. Loved ones who left too soon. We had someone we found out on X who passed away about a week ago. Kendra at Girl Kidney. And she and I had no love loss. But Kendra should still be here. Just like my brother should still be here. We're not supposed to pass away in our 30s and our 40s. And my heart and my sincere condolences go out to her family and the people who loved and cared about her. And then, of course, you got a person or two who want to chime in because their lives are miserable whenever somebody passes away. They want to do everything they can to be cruel as hell and blame other people, subtweeting, make light of it, joke around about it, get behind burner accounts, and degrade and mock your deceased loved ones. It's coward shit. You know who you are. And I've already called out this person months ago for the crap that he pulled about my brother behind 3 burner accounts that I got banned while pretending to be other people. And in my quest for scorched earth to find out who it was, I unfortunately blamed a few people who had nothing to do with it. And I ruined online friendships because of it. While this guy, and I use that term loosely, sat back and I'm sure laughed at it all. I am in a much better place now than I was then. And so I can say this and speak on it and not let it consume me like it was. Because once I found out who it was, which was the person, the top of my list to begin with, and I should have just let it be. I should have just stuck with it, knowing that this is what this person has done and does do. But I didn't. And that's on me. And I take full responsibility for that. And I have apologized publicly and privately several times to the folks that I hurt and accused wrongly. That, of course, won't happen again. I won't allow it to happen again. So, that's where we are with that. And as you can tell, a show like this is kind of all over the place, seemingly, because I don't do edits. Unless it's a royal mess up, I'm not going to do any edits. Ain't nobody got time for that. It's not really that big of a deal to me. If I stumble over a word, or if I pause for a few seconds to collect my thoughts, I hit record, do it in one take, and I leave it at that. If there's any background noise, like the mom-in-law right now is streaming her church on YouTube right now. So maybe you can hear that in the background, maybe not. But that's where we are. So I'm going to get on here every so often. Who knows? Maybe it'll be every day. And just make these little videos and or make the audio version a podcast. I am going to say that this is going to be on Spotify. I already have a Spotify Brannon Says Things account set up. And I'm just going to do this. I'm not expecting anything out of it. I'm not expecting it to go anywhere. It's just me saying what's on my mind a particular day at a particular moment. It could be about football, like I said, music, life, what I'm up to on a day. It could be all over the place. And that's fine. So if you're into that sort of thing and you stick around, love to have you here. I'm going to set up probably also a YouTube channel at Brannon Says Things as well, where I'll make these videos available too. And just have them on there with people who want to watch the video version. Anyway, we're at 17 and a half minutes. I don't know how long these podcasts will be. Some will be longer than others, of course. Some will be shorter. But I'm going to have a nice time just kind of being able to get my thoughts out into the open and let them go and let them be. And that's what this is for. And down the line too, going back to my music, maybe I'll premiere a song or two on my podcast for folks to check out. So you could have a sneak peek at stuff like that. And I think that will be a little cool thing to add to the show as well. In closing, I want to tell you guys, be good, be kind, and I'll see you next time, guys. Take care. Peace.
Welcome to Brannon Says Things.